Welcome to Everyday Happiness, where we create lasting happiness in 2 minutes a day through my signature method of intentional margins, creating harmony between your to-dos and your priorities, happiness science, and musings about life. I'm your host, Katie Jeffcoat, and I'm saying no to morning coffee dates sporadically scattered around my calendar. What a surprise, right? We just talked about how much I love connection in yesterday's episode. Well, I love connecting, and it's so easy for me to say yes, not only to the connection, but the coffee. But what I realized during the pandemic is that I am more of an introvert than I realize, and if I want to achieve my goals, I need to be aware of where I spend my time. So I've created boundaries, and I wanted to share with you what that looks like, and also some inspiration from an article that I read that said, How to Say No to Grabbing Coffee by Jenny Tays and Greg McCowan. I've learned that I have the most energy and creative brain function in the morning, and I need to capture that time so that I can be the most productive and efficient. What was so interesting about this article is that they argue a softer no, like saying, not this week, and pushing it off, is actually worse than a flat out, nope, can't do it. What struck me as we talked about our intentional margins in the last 2 episodes is that the authors make a great point that not all time is created equal, and how we feel and the energy it takes to devote to something is also worthy of some decision making. I talk about this in the way that we create our ideal weeks. But they go on to say that you may realize that devoting more than one night a week to a work dinner deprives you of being able to spend time with a loved one or on a passion project. So this goes back to our pillars. How do we want to spend our time? We can go out every night of the week, which may feed our connection pillar, but if that activity actually is a detriment to another pillar, is this harmony? It's really harmony that we're after, right? The time spent in each pillar is not equal. This is a holistic approach to how we design our life. And in closing, the authors argue for a firm but compassionate no. If it really is not something that is aligned with your intentional margins right now, they say you can do this by warmly validating, honestly expressing preference, and offering something pleasant if you can't contribute personally. Whether that's a nice alternative like an email introduction, a better time to chat, or simply well wishes. So when you feel bombarded with tasks that do not align with your margins and you have the capacity to say no, so it's not something that your boss is asking you to do, right? Consider being firm and kind. It goes a long way. No one wants to be hanging on for a yes if you already know the answer is a big fat no. So until next time, remember, kindness is contagious.